This is Dolynny TV. Good afternoon and Merry Christmas Eve. Happy Christmas Eve, however that goes. Yeah, work's done for the next 4 days. Away we go. World Juniors start on Saturday for Team Canada. And we're about to have a whole lot of fun here in the next, I don't know, week and a half. It's going to be a good time. But that said, the Oilers keep on ticking as well while we're going through all this Christmas stuff. And now today, right, I could update you on the Ben Hutton stuff, but we've already talked about Ben Hutton. There's not much more to add than there's serious interest in him. Well, obviously you wouldn't mention a name if there wasn't serious interest in him, so I don't have to go back and re-explain Ben Hutton to you. I feel I don't anyway. So today, well, there's a tweet out from the Low Tide show on TSN 1260 where apparently the Oilers have been talking to a Travis Hamonic. Oh yeah, think about that, right? Travis Hamonic is a potential target of the Oilers. Well, I'll get to what's going on here. This one seems pretty simple, and I think somebody on Twitter hit it pretty much on the head right away. First thing is they made it pretty simple, and here we go. So this is from Frank Seravalli. A quote, Seravalli, sorry, my bad, I always mess it up. I do believe the Oilers have been one of the teams that have contacted Travis Hamonic in his camp. That coming in at 10:40 this morning. It's now 3:40 in the afternoon. Forgive me. It's just is what it is. But so that's kind of the news there. It is what it is. And then you have Beer League Heroes on Twitter putting together a tweet asking, is this putting pressure on the Bear camp? Now, obviously everybody's kind of still sitting here every couple of days taking me to task for what I've said about Ethan Bear and Ken Holland's miscommunication or lack of communication or lack of doing anything productive in the past 4 months, it seems. I know a lot of people are saying, well, he's a veteran GM. This is how he negotiates. Anybody that overreacts to things doesn't get it. I get it. Trust me, I get it. And this, of course, this makes sense towards that. But if this is what we have to do to put pressure on the Bear camp right now, obviously there's more failure on that front than any of us expected, right? If we're sitting here having to put Ethan Bear's feet to the fire figuratively saying, well, we could sign Travis Hamonic instead of signing you. Like Ken Holland, I mean, yes, great to have a backup plan, great to have something thought out, everything, and I get the negotiation tactics, no problem, but we shouldn't need negotiation tactics if this is what this is. That's what I'm saying. No need for negotiation tactics when you had 4 months to figure it all out. Now, I could again be overthinking it all, and we could be sitting here trying to justify something that isn't happening, I guess, right? Simply, we're still waiting for Clefbaum to go on the LTIR, so maybe we're looking at this the wrong way, and maybe we need to go back to, maybe we need to trade Chase on or Kara, and then all of a sudden you can activate Clefbaum to the LTIR, bing, bang, boom, and then Bear signs. Easy, simple as simple does. But my frustration is the fact of how things appear and how lackadaisical the whole process seems to have been for the past 4 months to arrive at this point. Now, Travis Hamonic, you know what? Let's forgive him. It's not his fault that I have misgivings with how Ethan Bear and Ken Holland are handling an RFA situation. Not his fault. And I mean, what does Travis Hamonic add? Honestly, if Ethan Bear's happy to sit out this year, which that could be a possibility as well. That simply could be a possibility. He knows he's not going to get paid. The season's probably going to be a little bit of a mess. Why not sit out and stay at home with your family and stay happy? Simply is as simply does, right? But you know what? End of the day, Travis Hamonic simply slots on to that third D pair. He is, at this point of his NHL career, a steady enough Matt Benning replacement, in my opinion. I mean, you can say what you will from his performance in Calgary the past few years and probably declining quite a bit, but still, he's a steady enough guy that could fill that third D slot in the lineup. No higher. Maybe on the bench if Evan Bouchard overtakes him halfway through the season. Okay, so suddenly, yeah, we're talking. We've got a couple of possibilities here. And you kind of see how, as much as I'm trying to justify it more so from the Ethan Bear situation, there is a lot more kind of possibilities to play with Travis Hamonic than just this or that. And that's the kind of beautiful part here is no matter what you think of hearing the name Travis Hamonic mentioned by Frank Seravalli, you could also potentially be thinking that Evan Bouchard is a taxi squad guy instead of your seventh defenseman. That's another possibility. You could also think that Evan Bouchard is a year away from making the NHL roster in Ken Holland's eyes. Now, yes, Ken Holland, veteran GM, prefers to have guys who are capable of doing the job at the start of the season, middle of the season, end of the season, rather than having a guy learn on the job. Yes, okay, fair enough. So that's another check, tick, whatever you want to say, in the Travis Hamonic box. Okay, so you see where we go. There's some things that make a lot of sense here if you extrapolate 1, 2, 3, or 4, but on the other side, there is nothing that makes sense here. Assume Bear signs, which 99% he does, in my opinion, because now, honestly, the fact it's not done leaves me 1% doubting. You've got Evan Bouchard, who's pushing up, so you know what? He's your seventh defenseman at worst this year. An injury in camp puts him into the top 6, and like Ethan Bear last year, rises to the top 4, no problem. And then, yeah, you know what? Third off is you're not going to have Ethan Bear, Evan Bouchard, and, of course, Travis Hamonic all vying for spots in the lineup when you've also got Adam Larson and Tyson Barrie, right? 1, 2, 3 possibilities. Yeah, it's not happening. So do I put any stock into this other than, like Beer League Heroes plainly said, negotiating tactic? No. But end of the day, am I very happy that that's what it comes across as? No, I'm really not. I'm really actually upset about that. But again, you know what? Veteran GM does his things his old school way. Okay, fair, fine, dandy. But we shouldn't need it. So, right, I mean, I'm doing the hoops here and I'm trying to figure this one out because this one really, other than that, does not make sense. Why would you even approach Travis Hamonic? So that's kind of the jump through the hoops, and there's a couple of possibilities. Okay, makes sense. But straight up face value, this makes no sense. It's absolutely stupid if the Oilers do it. I mean, cheap deal, sure, but why even waste your time on the right side when you've got Evan Bouchard there, right? Fair, dandy, good to go. Bang. So, again, we turn our attention to where I started with the serious talk about Ben Hutton and what the Oilers are kind of looking into there. I don't need to re-explain that, but Ben Hutton seems to be kind of the cream rising to the top, especially last night around 8:30. My goodness, he was hot on Twitter when it came to Oilers Twitter, and well, now I don't know. I haven't seen much about it today, but I don't expect we'll see much about it tomorrow, and I definitely don't expect we'll see much about it on Boxing Day either. Probably the 27th we'll get things going, but Boxing Day I still have earmarked, according to Ken Holland, as Ethan Bear Day. We'll be talking a new Ethan Bear contract on Boxing Day. Then we'll get into the juniors game. Then we'll go to town getting things done when it comes to the Edmonton Oilers and training camp and what becomes of them from January 3rd all the way to January 13th when we open things up against the Vancouver Canucks to start a back-to-back. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Tyson. This is Dolynny TV. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, I'm sorry I put you through so many mental hoops. Really, it's challenging to figure out why even mention Travis Hamonic. But I guess Frank Seravalli's got to make a paycheck, and part of that is appearing on a TSN show in Edmonton, which means you got to say something rumorish about the Edmonton Oilers. That's what this is. Maybe that's all it is. Who knows? Ladies and gentlemen, I don't have a clue. I am smelling supper. Of course, it's going to be the makeshift Ukrainian feast that it always is, and I am very excited for that because who can say no to homemade pierogies and perishki, right? Right. Ladies and gentlemen, Tyson, Dolynny TV, up on, out of here.